नमां विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्चात्देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद
नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्ति वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे.
Yes, in our last session, we covered some 2-3 verses, verse number 44, 45th, and 46th. Right? How this Vyavasaya Atmika Buddhi, Vedas, about Vedas, how this Vedas deals with rules and regulations, with the rituals. We should transcendence come out of those all those rituals and should develop the love for the Lord. That is the main purpose behind all those rituals. Now, in today's verse, very interesting verse, a very important verse to understand, one of the controversial verse, most quoted verse, misunderstood verse of the Bhagavad Gita. And many people, they quote, they take, support of this verse to sustain their own philosophy, their own theories. So this is that verse. So let us take up that verse. We'll chant this verse. Nevadhikarasте
एवाधिकारस्ते
मा फलेषु कदाचन
मा फलेषु कदाचन
मा कर्मफल हेतुर्भुर्
मा कर्मफलहेतुर्भुर्
मा ते अकर्मणि.
मा ते संगोऽस्त्वकर्मणि.
Anyone would like to chant this shloka? कोई श्लोका chant करना चाहेगा? Anyone would like to try?
कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्मफलहेतुर्भुर् मा ते संगोऽस्त्वकर्मणि.
Someone else would like to try?
कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्मफलहेतुर्भुर्मा ते संगोऽस्त्वकर्मणि.
Someone else?
कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्मफलहेतुर्भुर्मा ते संगोऽस्त्वकर्मणि.
Someone else would like to try? Chant this shloka. Okay, we'll read the translation. You have a right to perform your prescribed duty, but you are not entitled to the fruits of action. Never consider yourself to be the cause of the result of your activities, and never be attached to not doing your duty. So here, Krishna is making 4 points. First point is, perform your prescribed duty, you have right. But for result or the fruit of that activity or that action are not entitled. Third, Krishna is telling, and also don't consider yourself to be the cause of the result. You are not the cause of the result of that activity or that action. Third point. Fourth point, Krishna is telling, never be attached to not doing your duty. Don't get attached, don't perform your duty. 4 points Krishna is mentioning in this verse. We'll understand this one by one. First, we'll go through the purport. There are 3 considerations here: prescribed duty, capricious work, and inaction. Prescribed duty refers to activities performed while one is in the modes of material nature. Capricious work means action without the sanction of the authority, and inaction means not performing one's prescribed duties. The Lord advised that Arjuna not be inactive, but that he perform his prescribed duty without being attached to the result. One who is attached to the result of his work is also the cause of the action. Thus, he is the enjoyer or sufferer of the result of such actions. As far as prescribed duties are concerned, they can be fitted into three subdivisions, namely routine work, emergency work, and desired activities. Routine work, in terms of spiritual injunctions, is done without desire for results. As one has to do it, obligatory work is action in the mode of stress. Work with results become the cause of bondage, therefore, such work is not auspicious. Everyone has his proprietary right in regard to prescribed duty, but should act without attachment to the result. Such disinterested obligatory duties doubtlessly lead one to the path of liberation. Arjuna was therefore advised by the Lord to fight as a matter of duty without attachment to the results. His non-participation in the battle is another side of attachment. Such attachment never leads to one to the path of the salvation. Any attachment, positive or negative, is the cause for bondage. Inaction is sinful, therefore fitting as a matter of duty was the only auspicious path of salvation for Arjuna. So, first of all, we'll try to understand how this verse has become most quoted verse to support or to sustain various activities or various philosophies across the world. So, people, they, especially this work is worship, this verse of the Bhagavad Gita is also, can we relate to work is worship? Is all work is worshipful or not? All these things we can understand from this verse. And how this work is worship started. First of all, we'll try to understand that thing, how work is worship started. So, people, it started from the European countries. People, they used to go to the church to offer their prayers. And while offering the prayers, they used to ask for their daily bread, for their maintenance, survival. They used to pray for such things from the Lord. They used to go for the churches. So when this industrialization was taking place during the 16th century, 15th and 16th century, so what happened? To encourage these people who are going to church, certain people who are actively involved in those industrialization, they are seeing that people are not taking interest, they are living their simple life, they are not taking interest in industrialization to work in the factories and industries day and night. When they see they are not taking such interest, they took the help of the churches and they propound this philosophy that you are asking for your daily bread in your prayers, but if you work in our factories, in the industry, you will get your daily bread there. You no need to go to the churches. You no need to pray. Simply work hard. Enjoy your senses. You will get all what is required. So this philosophy was propounded by atheistic class of people or those who are non-believer in the existence of the Lord. Now, eventually, lot of big peoples, those who influence the entire world, are taking part in spreading this philosophy, including Martin Luther King, Mahatma Gandhi, and a lot of such big personalities. They took up this slogan so that people can give up the dependency on the Lord and come and work hard. Work hard for what purpose? To satisfy their senses, to earn more and more money. For that purpose, they should work hard. They should not depend upon any such churches or temple or any such thing. They should not depend. They should be dependent upon their own blood and sweat. I should work hard day and night. That was their philosophy. And in India, if anyone wants to give something or to spread their own philosophy, especially for sense enjoyment, first of all, they should come through a proper channel. What is the proper channel in India used to be? It used to be the scriptures, Shastras. If anyone is able to justify his point of view through the Shastras or scriptures, that person is widely accepted. That person is widely accepted. Now, to give this philosophy of enjoyment of the senses, that you should work hard and enjoy your senses, is against the scriptures. So they adopted a method of inculturation. Inculturation is what? They adopt another person's culture to teach their own philosophy or to teach their own practices or philosophy. So now what they did, they took up this slogan, work is worship, and told Krishna has also told the same thing in the Bhagavad Gita. He has also encouraged Karma Yoga. He has also encouraged the Karma Yoga, work hard. Krishna is telling like that. They started propounding their philosophy in the name of Bhagavad Gita, so that people in general should work hard to gratify their senses, to enjoy as much as possible. That is their idea. And they quote this verse, 47th verse of this Bhagavad Gita, Karmanyavadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana, that you have to work hard. For what purpose? To enjoy your senses. Of course, they did not mention purpose, but to enjoy the senses, that is the result of their working hard. As a result, because by working hard, they will get the fruit of that hard work. And what they will do? They will enjoy that, or they will gratify their senses. And for this, also again, Ashtanga Yoga or Dhyana Yoga, they introduced meditation and various yoga practices. For what purpose? Not to attain spiritual progress, but to keep your body fit and well. If your body is fit, if your body is well, you can work more and more, you can work harder, and you can earn more and more money to satisfy your senses. Suppose if people, they don't get the health benefit from the meditation or the exercise or yoga, then there will be no question of the International Yoga Day or people doing the exercises or yoga, because we are getting some health benefit. People adopt such method so that their body is fit, and even though they are old, they can work very hard to gratify their senses. So that was their idea. And also, to bring down the philosophy, to reject the Vedas, to reject the scriptures. What they introduce, whatever you believe is correct. If you believe that you are God, yes, you are God. If you believe this Devi Devta or this demigod is God, he is God. Lord Shiva is God, he is God. Whatever you believe, that is correct. If you believe there is no God, then there is no God. So such philosophy they spread just to spoil the culture, just to spoil the culture. And whatever you do, the result will be same. Whatever belief you have, all will end up in the same result. All will end up in the same result. You will attain the same result. Suppose, as per their philosophy, if you purchase a ticket for Bangalore and if you purchase another ticket that is for Mumbai, but by both ticket you will reach to Bangalore. So such was the philosophy which was highly spread for the purpose of destroying the culture, for the purpose of encouraging that atheistic philosophy. And they are very expert in making all the arrangements for the sense satisfaction, for the sense gratification. So, how to get proper understanding? That is possible through parampara, through disciplic succession, Brahma, Gaudiya, Vaishnava Sampradaya, all such disciplic succession. It is possible for us, very easy for us to get the correct understanding and right intention or understanding of the Vedas. Otherwise, such philosophies will make us carry away and will be lost, and the purpose of the Vedas will be lost, and will also lose the opportunity of this human life. We will also lose the opportunity of this human life. Now, coming back to this verse, we'll one by one we'll discuss the first point that Krishna is saying here. You have a right to perform your prescribed duty. So first of all, we have to understand what are the prescribed duties. Going to school, going to office, or going for business, is it my prescribed duty? Is it that prescribed duty that Krishna says? What do you feel? Anyone would like to share something on this? Some point? What is prescribed duty? What are the prescribed duties? Someone would like to share some points?
Whatever, suppose I am engineer, so what job given to me, that job done religiously with heart and soul. Anyone is doctor, any profession, so he should do his duty with proper religiously, heart and soul. Everybody.
Okay. Someone else would like to try? Krishna. Okay. So prescribed duty is not something. Suppose I am working as a student. My prescribed duty is to go to school on time, to study hard, or a person who is working, he should do very nicely, work very hard. Or a person who is working, suppose in a liquor factory which produces liquor, he should work very hard, produce nice result, produce more and more production liquor. Or a person who is working in a slaughterhouse should produce more and more result, kill and more animals and produce more and more cell. That is not something prescribed duty. Prescribed duty are the duties which are prescribed by the Lord Himself. God Himself, who is the creator of this entire existence. Just like in a nation or in a country, there are certain set of rules and regulations, constitution, right, which is defined by that particular government or that particular nation. Same way, Krishna has created this entire existence, entire world, entire creation. So, He has prescribed certain duties, certain work, which is known as prescribed duty. If work is worship, then the person who is working very hard is supposed to be the greatest worshipper. Just like a donkey, he works very hard day and night, carry huge tons of load from one place to another. According to his capacity, he works very hard. He should be celebrated as one of the biggest worshipper. Not, is not. So what are the prescribed duties that Krishna explains in the Bhagavad Gita? In the 3rd chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, we'll jump to the 3rd chapter, we'll just read what Krishna says. 3rd chapter, verse number 7. Krishna explained what are the prescribed duties. Here, Yastu Indriyani Manasa Indriyarambhate Arjuna Karmendriya Karma Yogam Asaktasa Vishyate. On the other hand, he who controls the senses by mind and engages his active organs in work of devotion without attachment is by far superior. So here Krishna is explaining what are the prescribed duties. Prescribed duties, first of all, involves the control of the senses. Because this prescribed duty is what is known as Karma Yoga. And yoga means what? To connect or to link with the Supreme. To connect or link with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is known as yoga. And how that is possible? Through various methods. One of them is Karma Yoga. To do the prescribed duties. What is the first and foremost step is to control the senses by mind. First step. Second is then engaging his active organs. Active organs is what? Karma Indriya. Karma Indriya means our hands, our tongue, our mouth, our legs, the organs which are working. Those are Karma Indriya, active organs. What kind of work? Work of devotion. Work of devotion means what? Bhakti. In Bhakti, when we perform those actions, when we engage our senses, working senses for Krishna, in Krishna's work, without attachment, that is known as prescribed duty. That Krishna is telling is prescribed duty. So when one performs his prescribed duty, he has the right to perform his prescribed duty. And these prescribed duties are given by the authorities. And who are the authorities? Krishna is the authority. Guru, spiritual master, is the authority. Shastras are the authority. When someone performs his prescribed duty under the guidance of Guru, Krishna and Shastras, he is safe. And he makes the spiritual advancement just by performing the actions. he makes the spiritual advancement. Right? Just like a student, he is studying under the guidance of his bona fide spiritual master and practices bhakti yoga. That is his prescribed duty. Now, second point that Krishna is making here is, you are not entitled to the fruits of action. You are not entitled to the fruits of action. Why Krishna is telling you are not entitled to the fruits of action? You are performing your action, but you will not get the fruits. This is something very unfair. Why? Suppose a student is working very hard, he is studying very hard for the examination, he is preparing very hard. But when he writes the exam, what happened? He develops the tension. He develops the tension for the fruit. What kind of fruit? Either he will pass the examination or he will fail the examination. That kind of tension, success or failure, develops in his mind. So what happened? His work get hampered. His work get hampered. And suppose a person who is working very hard day and night, he does not get the fruit of his work. So how it will feel? Entire day is thinking, oh, I am working hard for what purpose? So that I get the fruit, I get the fruit. At the end, he did not get the fruit. So it will be a great loss for him. He will be completely devastated. He will get completely depressed. And we see across the world, especially in India, when people or a student, they are preparing for examination, for competitive examination, just of thinking of the fruit, oh, whether I will get the rank, merit in the exam or not, they commit suicide. Such fruits, actions, the fruit of action is always creating a disturbance. So Krishna is telling you are not entitled to the fruits of action. Don't think about the success or the failure. Don't think about that. That success or failure is not assured. So don't think about that. You are not entitled. You have to just perform. Whether success comes, failures come, whatever result comes, don't worry about that. Just perform. What is there in your hand is to perform the prescribed duty. A person is there. He is traveling. Suppose he is traveling by a flight. Flight is supposed to get land 7 o'clock, but it got delayed due to huge traffic or weather. Sometimes it happens that because of weather or traffic, flights get delayed. Or suppose it was supposed to land to Delhi. It could not land in Delhi. It landed in Jaipur or some other place nearby airport. So what happened? He will get disturbance. He will get disturbed, tension. Some people, oh, I have a meeting. Completely they lose their peace of mind. Next point. Krishna is telling, never consider yourself to be the cause of result of your activities. Now, when we perform any activity, it is certain that result will come, either positive or negative. But it is sure that result will be there. Whatever activity we do, either that result will enjoy or will suffer. But as a action, that result is sure. Now, one should not consider themselves as the cause of the result. That because of me, this thing has happened. Just like a student, very practical example we all can understand through the life of a student who is preparing for a competition exam. He works or he study very hard, but we see that sometime he did not get a good merit or a rank or a good result. So he blamed himself that because of me, this result has not come good. I did not get a good marks. He get depressed, completely devastated. To the extent some students they commit suicide as well. Whereas there are some other students also, even they don't expect good marks, but they become very nice merit. They get very nice merit or result. Suppose they expected only 70% in their examination, but they get 85-90% out of their expectations. There are many such students. Even when I was appearing for the competitive exams, I got a very nice result. I did not expect it also. So this result is not like we are the cause. There's so many multiple factors. Multiple factors are involved to get the desired result. Get the result. There are so many factors. Fourth point that Krishna makes: never be attached to not doing your activity. Now, a person, he may think, oh, anyways, if I work or if I don't work, I will get the result. I will get the, things will work in their own way. If I work also, if I don't work, it does not make any difference. There are certain number of people, they think like that. If I perform my action or work or activity, or if I don't perform, it does not make difference. This is what people in general think, and this is what Arjuna is also thinking. That's why Krishna is making this point, because Arjuna, he is a Kshatriya, and Kshatriya first and foremost duty is what? Shati trayate iti Kshatriya, the one who protects from adharma, one who protects from the danger is a Kshatriya. So it is Arjuna's duty to protect the dharma, but he is not at all willing to perform his duty. And suppose, as Krishna further in the Bhagavad Gita, he reveals that all these Duryodhana, all the Kauravas, all these Dronacharya, Bhishma, all of them are killed already, but you have to perform your duty. So Arjuna is there, not like, oh, already they are killed anyways, then why I should perform my duty? They are killed by Krishna, or they will get killed over a period of time. Everyone has to leave the body, everyone has to die. So why I should take care, why I should bother, why I should perform my duties? So when one thinks like this, he get the repercussions, he get the sin, he get the papa, he get the sin, not perform his duty. If he does not perform his duty, he get the sin also. So performing duty is in our hand. Now after performing duty, we get certain fruit or a result, which is the cause of all the suffering. Which is the cause of all the suffering. This fruit is what creates the problem, or it decides whether we'll suffer or whether we'll enjoy. So this fruit is something which creates the problem or which creates the bondage. And entire Bhagavad Gita, Krishna tells this point, how to deal with that fruit. Because he has told, yes, you have the right to perform your prescribed duty. He is not telling any duty you perform. He is telling your prescribed duty. But after performing prescribed duty, it is sure you will get a result. Whatever kind of result you may get, that result will become the bondage, cause of bondage in this material world. So how to get free from that bondage and how to deal with that fruit of action is what is very important to understand. And entire Bhagavad Gita, Krishna tells about that thing, how to deal with that fruit of action. In the 3rd chapter of Bhagavad Gita, in the further some verses, 2nd chapter, some verses, shlokas, Krishna is telling that same thing, how to deal with that fruit. Now, this karma is of 3 types. Here, there are 3 types. One is prescribed duty, is capricious work, or third is inaction. So this karma is primarily divided into 3. First is karma, which is prescribed duty, prescribed by the Guru, Sadhu, Shastras, or Krishna. Second is capricious work. Capricious work is what is known as vikarma. Sanskrit word of capricious work is vikarma. And third is akarma. So this prescribed duties has further subdivisions. Here we can see routine work, emergency work, and desired activities. Routine work, nitya karma, our daily activities. Just like daily we meditate, we chant. So all these are known as routine work, nitya karma. फिर काम्य karma. Kamya karma is our desired activities. The activities we perform to get certain desire we want to do. So all such activities there falls under karma or prescribed duties. So this karma or prescribed duties, when they are performed, here if you see very nicely Prabhupada has explained. We'll read this entire. As far as prescribed duties are concerned, they can be fitted into 3 subdivisions, namely routine work, emergency work, and desired activities. Routine work in terms of scriptural injunction. Routine work is not something, our daily bathing and all. It is as per scriptural junctions that we have to get up early in the morning and follow sadhana process, wake up during Brahma Muhurta time. All these are routine work under scriptural injunction, not like we are getting up 12 o'clock, 11 o'clock in the afternoon. No, that is not our karma. That is not prescribed duty. Is done without desire for result. When this work is done for without any result, we we don't want any result, that work is always comes under Satoguna or mode of goodness. Further we'll read, as one has to do it, obligatory work is action in mode of goodness. Work with results become the cause of bondage. See, here clearly mentioned that work with results. Now work is not creating the bondage in this material world. What is creating bondage? Result is creating bondage. And the result which create bondage in this material world is not auspicious, is not at all good. Further, Prabhupada is telling everyone has proprietary right in regard to prescribed duties, perform prescribed duties, but should act without attachment to the result. One should not get attached to the result. The fruit, suppose a student is preparing very hard is studying very hard for the competition. He's thinking, I will top, like that. He is thinking, meditating on that, what I will become a topper, I will get such and such university, I will get such and such college, such and such branch, or study in such and such college. But what suppose he does not get that merit or a good score? His own life he will feel devastated. He will feel depressed. Further, such disinterested obligatory duty doubtlessly lead one to the path of liberation. When one is not at all interested in the result and perform his work or his action or his prescribed duty as a matter of duty, just as a matter of duty, without any attachment, without any consideration of the result, as a matter of duty, he is just performing his work, that person is sure to attain liberation. This is known as karma, prescribed duties. Now second thing comes is vikarma, capricious work. Capricious work is known as whimsical work. The work which is performed without the sanction of the authorities is known as vikarma. It is not sanctioned by the Shastras. It is not sanctioned by the spiritual master, by Krishna. But I want to do that work. Because why I want to do? Because I feel good. I want to do work. So such work is known as vikarma. And such work always results in sinful activities, always result in distress, always result in suffering, always result as a sin. Right? Third is inaction or akarma. This akarma has further two subdivisions. One is action in inaction, another is inaction in action. So here Prabhupada is mentioning about inaction, means action in inaction. So, action in inaction, yes. This is what Prabhupada is referring here. So what it does mean? That we does not perform our duty at all. I am least bothered. I am not at all interested in performing my duty. Just like Arjuna, he got so much attached to the result, negative side of the result, he is not at all interested to perform the action. And this is also the cause of a bondage. This is also sinful. this is also sinful. Whereas inaction in action is bhakti, bhakti yoga, that is known as akarma yoga, working for Krishna, where one does not reap, one does not get any result which causes the bondage, whereas that work or that result frees one from the entire sin or sinful activities. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, when we work for him, mat karma krit, when we work for Krishna, for Krishna's pleasure, for Krishna's satisfaction, Krishna says, I free from the entire sinful activities. I save my devotees. I provide them what they are lacking. I take care of them. I preserve what they have. Yogakshemam Vahamyam. And Krishna is telling, Kontya Pratijani, Name Bhakta Pranashyati, my devotees, they will never perish if they work for me. Devotees means what? Just like employee. Employee is working for certain organization. That's why he is an employee of XYZ organization. But suppose he does not work for that organization, so organization will terminate that employee. He is no more employee. Same way, devotee means what? He is working for Krishna. When he is working for Krishna, so Krishna is giving assurance. What kind of assurance he is giving? Ham sarva papebhyo, I will take away all the papa, all the sin I will take away. He is assuring Yogakshemam Vahamyam, I will preserve whatever you have, and I will supply whatever you lack. Whatever you need, I will supply. And further he is telling, Kantya Pratijani Name Bhakta Pranashyati, my devotees, they will never perish. They will never ever get perish. Such promise Krishna is doing. So this work, any kind of work, is not worship. Only prescribed duties or prescribed work is a worship. Otherwise, a person who is a terrorist, he is also working very hard. Or a person who does all obnoxious act, he is also working very hard. He is also working very hard. But all such work is not at all worship. Or a rapist, he is struggling and working very hard, but that work is not worship. So what work is worship? The work which is sanctioned by the Lord, which is sanctioned by the God, which is sanctioned by the Shastras, which is sanctioned by the Krishna himself, and the work for Krishna, that is known as work is worship. Prescribed duties, that is prescribed duties. When we perform such prescribed duties for the pleasure of the Lord, we get free from all sort of bondage. Just like Prabhupada, he was a pharmacist. He was running a pharmaceutical shop, and he was some unit, factory manufacturing unit as well. So whatever he used to earn, whatever money he used to get from all such businesses, pharma business, he used to engage that money in preaching the Krishna consciousness, in printing the books, in establishing of the Gaudiya Mats, in establishment of the construction of the temple. For such activities, he used to utilize his fruit of the action. Or kings in the olden age, 1000 2000 years back, when kings, They used to rule the entire kingdom. They used to collect the taxes from the citizens of the kingdom. How they used to utilize that money? They utilize for the welfare of the society, to construct big temples, to give to the Brahmanas, so that Brahmanas can guide the entire society, so that people can make spiritual progress. So for that spiritual progress, for the spiritual progress of their citizen, welfare of the citizens, king used to engage that collected tax for such purposes. That is known as prescribed duty. There, Rupa Goswami, one of the Acharya, when he got retired from his minister position, he distributed his entire wealth for the preaching of Krishna consciousness, to spread the message of Bhagavad Gita to the Brahmanas, to the Vaishnavas. So the result, when we offer it to Krishna, such work which is prescribed by the Lord, by the God, by the Krishna himself, when we offer the result of that activity, Krishna, is known as work is worship. That work is known as work is worship. That work can be worship for the Lord. There are various people, when we meet, they tell, Krishna tells, Karma Yoga, do your work, do your work. I am doing my work. This is sufficient. This is worship for me. With that work, what he is doing, the result, what he gets from that work, what he is doing, how he is utilizing, is creating further bondage, is creating distress, is creating tension for him. He is full of anxiety, even though he may say, but ultimately he is not happy, will not be happy, because the fruit that he is getting from such work, he is simply enjoying for the gratification of the senses, not to make any spiritual progress. So such fruit is always cause the bondage. So yes, anyone has any question or anything to ask or share? Any questions?
प्रभु जी हरे
Yes.
कृष्णा
Hare Krishna.
आज का सेशन बहुत ही मतलब रियल टू लाइफ है
Yes.
in the sense कि there is one world which is materialistic oriented. Being in the management, we have to work like work is worship for MIS, for sales target. But
Yes.
this is entirely different to what we actually encounter in spirituality.
Yes.
Right? Now my question here is very specific, is there were three karmas that we discussed about. One is sakam karm, vikarm and nishkam karm. Is nishkam karm is the mode of goodness or routine work? Can we understand in simple like this?
Nishkama karma is the karma or the activities in which we are not expecting any result.
Yes.
We don't desire any result, and that result that Krishna is in some previous verses talks about Nishkama Karma Yoga. So that results we utilize it for the Krishna's service, because result is certain, result will come, but how you utilize that result or that fruit is what matters. So that result or a fruit, when we utilize it for Krishna's service, that is known as Nishkama Karma Yoga.
Now,
That is known as
if we
Nishkama.
talk about Nishkam Karma Yoga is one thing. Then now to understand the concept of Nishkam Karma Yoga, when Queen Draupadi had asked Lord Krishna before the start of the war, he said everything will get finished, everything except the Pandava. So she knew it that she will lose her own son also, or probably she knew it. But
Hmm.
is it because since Krishna is the God or is the cause of the causes and he
Hmm.
knew it, so
Hmm.
everybody was just following the instruction of Krishna? But in real sense, is it possible to do that? I
So,
mean, you put everything at stake and
hmm,
everything to lose and yet to get back something. So that is where is it? My question is coming from that duality actually.
means as it is already there that everything will be destroyed. So you are saying that everyone is following Krishna's this thing. What we say, Krishna's
Instructions.
plan.
It's instructions.
Yes, instruction. No, the thing is, as we make choices in our life, the moment we make choices, there is certain desired result that we get, right? So as per the choices that Kauravas and the Pandavas and the entire lot of king around the this Kurukshetra war on the battlefield they made, so Krishna could easily, because Krishna, he is the supreme lord, he is a Trikali Agni who can see past, present, future. He can witness all these, he can see all sorts of consequences, he can see, right? He can witness all those things. So when we make our choices, based on that result is certain. And these choices we get on what basis? We get these choices as a result of our past karma. Suppose from Delhi I am traveling. There are two ways. First is to go toward north side and second is to go toward south side. So I decided I will move towards south side. So as this choice I made, further choices got narrowed down, or further choice I get based on this first choice. So our choice, our set of choice depend upon our previous karma, how much choices we are going to get. Just like a superhero is there, some hero, heroine is there. They have so many choices. Suppose they want a match for them. They will get 1 lakh, 2 lakh people as their match. But for us, some 10, 20, 30 people, 40 people. Why? Because our karma, the previous result of our karma, give us only, allow us only very less number of choices. Whereas for that person, the number of choices are more. So based on our previous action, we get certain further actions choices. Just like in chess also, you see this thing. You make certain move. So once you make certain move, your next moves are very limited. It gets narrowed down, right? So that is the thing. And based on that, Krishna, he, because he is a Trikali Agni, he can easily understand what is going to the future, that everyone is going to get destroyed. And Krishna came for that purpose, to destroy all the demons, to establish dharma. And he assembled all the demons on this battlefield. He assembled all these demons on battlefield. Yes. Any other question? Hope this is clear.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
So to summarize, the work which is done for the pleasure of the Lord is a karma yoga. Yoga means to link with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, that is known as yoga. And the work which is done for His pleasure to link with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, that is known as karma yoga. And the work which is sanctioned by the Supreme Lord and which is performed for His pleasure, that work is known as karma yoga, or that work is worship. That work is worship. Okay, so anyone has any doubt or anything to share? So we'll end here. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki,
जय
Prabhupada ki,
जय
जय
Hare Krishna.
जय
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी
हरे कृष्ण
Hare Krishna Prashant ji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी
Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण
हरे कृष्ण